what's in the God's mind. Listen.
In the person of Sincere Love the God.
That mean they arms too short like Charles Anthony Shaw. And I forgot to warn you that I was going to start it like that.
I was ready though. I was ready.
You was ready. You was on point. You know your cues.
I do.
You know your cues.
All right. Just tag me in.
Peace, family. Peace. What's good? Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I am the God Sincere Love, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Nicey Girl. We are in the digital building. How's everybody doing this Sunday?
Feels like forever, right?
Right. Yeah.
We didn't go on last Sunday though, so I know. I feel it when we miss a day. I feel it.
We didn't go on last week, and the week before you wasn't on.
Right.
So definitely been, a little minute since we've been here together. But we here now. We are back, ready to rock and roll with y'all like we always do each and every Sunday. This is our weekly broadcast where we cover current events and other important issues that are pertaining to what's going on in Black society.
Yes, sir.
And so we on time today. We usually do this around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time on Sundays. And y'all know we got our weekly series called the Black Business Showcase as well, where we bring on business owners and entrepreneurs. So if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you want to be featured on our platform, hit us up, godcastenterprises@gmail.com, or you can send either one of us a DM. I'm at Sincere Love the God on all social media platforms. Nicey Girl with the number 1 on Instagram and without the number 1 on X. And just let us know what you got going on so we can get you on the schedule for the Black Business Showcase, man. We need to get that thing rocking and rolling. And so y'all know what to do. As y'all coming up in here, please hit the like button, share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know that we are live right now on Sincere Love the Godcast. We're going to be talking about a lot of things today, a lot of hot topics that are going on out here in these social media streets. We're going to touch on some things and, break it down from our own unique perspective. So y'all get ready to rock with us. Y'all tell a friend to pull up.
Right.
And as y'all do that, I'm going to go ahead and play these advertisements real quick. Give y'all a chance to share this out and all of that stuff as we take this quick commercial break, and we'll be back.
And those Africans have to be organized to fight for their liberation.
GW Apparel, a clothing that speaks. Something for the kings, something for the queens. Visit uptsites.com and use promo code SLDG22 and receive 11% off your order. Peace.
It's the Ticket Plug. We've been running an online ticket business for over a decade, and now we've created an easy way for you to do the same thing through our private ticket resale community. Joining our community will give you a way to flip your bread and generate profit income consistently. We provide you with all the tools, training, and resources needed to start your life-changing online ticket business. Zero experience needed. To join our ticket resale community, go to thetickettrap.com. Again, go to thetickettrap.com. That's thetickettrap.com.
The Master's Table by DJ RP Beats and Sincere Love the God, now playing on the internet's #1 destination for true hip-hop. Introducing truthhiphop.com, a meticulously curated platform designed for connoisseurs seeking a superior quality of hip-hop. Immerse yourself in an unparalleled experience of 100% bar-heavy, authentically crafted, real hip-hop. Discover the essence of the genre, reminiscent of its golden era, now playing exclusively at truthhiphop.com.
Most resilient, we poster children of prophecy fulfillment. We gotta be God's children.
All right, we back. We are back. And yeah, I thought about it as I started playing the countdown.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to tell you I was going to try to switch it up a little bit for the intros because I was thinking about it. YouTube be sending out the emails and stuff, giving you tips on how to optimize your content and,
Right.
Increase engagement and stuff like that. And so I was reading some of the emails and stuff that they sent me. I really don't usually even be reading them, but I'm trying to get better at this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to get better at doing what we're doing, trying to learn the actual tricks of the trade instead of just winging it and hoping, the engagement increases and the viewership increases and all of that. Try to, take some of the tips that they give you and all of that. And so
Right.
a lot of times on all of the platforms, the first few seconds of the video, are very important. You know what I'm saying? And so instead of us starting off with the countdown and playing the ads in the beginning, I think we should just come on, introduce ourselves, show our faces, let everybody know what we're going to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then, take a quick commercial break, play some of the ads for the people. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, we do got some slots for y'all. If you're a business owner, you know what I'm saying? You want to run an ad on this channel. We're not charging right now. You know what I'm saying? If you got a quick, 30 seconds, something like that, put together to promote your business, whatever you got going on, nonprofit, whatever it may be. We do got some ad slots for y'all. Just hit us up. Let us know what you got going on. And, we could run that for you. No charge right now. We just building. And so, just we're going to keep it reciprocal. You know what I mean? Going to keep it reciprocal. It's just an energy exchange. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, trying to learn the tricks of the trade, man. We on here. We on these platforms. You know what I'm saying? So we might as well learn and understand how it actually works so that we can maximize our potential out here and reach the people that really need to be reached with the message. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So shout out to Son from Brooklyn. Shout out to my brother Ishmael in the building. What's going on, King? What's good? What's good with the family? Yeah, but like you said,
Black Voltron. I hit him up last week sometime just on some personal stuff, you know what I'm saying? And he immediately responded, for myself and my son as it pertains to the unions and stuff like that. So just wanted to give him a personal shout out because he's a supporter, always been down, with the Godcast from the beginning, and he shows us so much love. So I just wanted to give him a personal shout out for immediately responding to myself in regards to my son and giving us some tips, to help further his career, in the trade. So thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. That's a good brother right there, man. And we appreciate brothers like that, man. Those of y'all that always tapping in with us. That's always sharing space, exchanging energy with us, giving insight. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate it, man. It's not taken for granted at all. You know what I'm saying? We building a little community here. You know what I mean? Y'all tribe members. Y'all down with the tribe. And so it's important. It's important. And people, the great black sharks of the world, you know what I'm saying? Always hitting me up, reminding us that what we do is important, and just validating what we do here, and helping spread it by just sharing the link, you know what I'm saying? Letting people know on their platforms about our platform and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't go overlooked, man. We see y'all. We appreciate it. Like I said, it's all about reciprocation, man.
Exactly.
And
honestly, we're all, for the most part, the people that follow us, the people that, we're connected to and building our tribes with, we all want the same thing. Economic justice, reparations, what I'm saying, a fair and equitable, society, black society, so we're all, what I'm saying, fighting for the same thing and speaking on the same things. We have our different ways of doing it, but, we're all codified on what that message is.
Right. For real. Indeed. So y'all know, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, man. Shout out to the Facebook family, wherever y'all might be tuning in from. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all being here with us. They go Black Voltron right there.
Peace, God.
Go to good brother right there.
That's it.
Yes, indeed. I forgot what I was gonna say though before you did that, but it's all good. It's all good.
You're getting old, so it ain't a snappy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's real.
Boy,
that
man,
is real.
You ain't old. Stop playing.
But I drink my water. I take my herbs. I get out and exercise. You know what I mean? Try to keep this machine well oiled. You know what I mean? But Father Time is undefeated out here. Father Time is definitely undefeated out here. But yeah, so we're just gonna be touching on some current events. Anything that's going on that y'all feel like we need to touch on, let us know in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
we want to make this engagement. It's a community discussion. It's not just me and Nicely up here preaching on the podium. You know what I'm saying? We building. This is a build. So anything that y'all want us to get into that we might not get to today, while we here, just mention it in the chat and let's chop it up. Let's build. But
so
yeah,
I want to start this day off. Obviously, it's kind of a distraction. I think he's being a distraction, whether he knows it or not. But Kanye West, he did academics podcast, or academics went to him to some apartment he has on an all black Klan's robe. He's talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce, Cardi. He's talking about basically everybody. You know what I'm saying? He kind of dissed Virgil, which this is the same dude that was crying when Virgil died. Or no, I think it was the last fashion show that Virgil did. He's sitting right there front row hugging him and stuff like that. It's just like, Kanye. Like, you know what I'm saying? You try to root for Kanye sometimes when he says good shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I have to take a step back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, first of all, you chose to go on academics. I try to look at everything, and yeah, Kanye's starting to get on my damn nerves. Even though he may say some real stuff, the antics, the theatrics, the BS, I can't, like, it just don't, I can't.
You're right. Kanye is boring now.
Yeah.
The shock value isn't what it used to. It don't hit like it used to hit no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just doing shit just to be doing shit. You just want to be contrary just for the sake of being contrary. You're just saying whatever. And like you said, yeah, every once in a while he'll say some shit that you're like, oh yeah,
right.
But it's like the very next sentence is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The very next sentence. You know what I mean? And y'all know, I'm a fan of Kanye, the artist. You know what I'm saying? Kanye, the artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Kanye, the artist. But I don't know what's going on with our brother, man. I don't know if they roofied him, if they MK Ultra them, or what's going on with our brother Kanye. Or, like I said, you're just doing dumb shit just to be doing dumb shit. It's not like he's not creative anymore. He's still, you know what I'm saying? I still like the music that he puts out. I don't know about everybody else, but I still like some of the music that he be putting out. And when he does stuff in the fashion world, even though a lot of people look at it like, what the hell is this? That should be popping off.
It'd be
popping off, and it changes the whole industry. You know what I'm saying? All of the big high-end companies are following what Kanye is doing. You know what I'm saying? He come out with a new look, a new silhouette, a new material, a new style. You see all of the other big companies following that trend. You know what I'm saying? So he still is a visionary. So it's not like you have to troll to remain relevant. So I can't even explain what it's about. Kanye is just Kanye, man, at this point.
I don't. Or maybe he feels like he's being, I guess, kicked out, of the powers that be, and so he's like a child acting out to me. I think he's throwing tantrums at this point, because when you were a part of it, you were cool.
When was Kanye cool? Let's think back. I don't know. Kanye's been tripping for a long time.
I'm just saying, with people supporting him, his music, his brands and stuff like that, it's the antics like this that are turning people off. And we're not against you bucking the system, exposing the system. I think it's how you're choosing to do it, and then the people that you call yourself throwing under the bus in order to do that. Focus on the head folks in charge, not the people that's under you, like a Jay-Z or something. Jay-Z is still a victim of the same system too.
I think Kanye, this has always been his brand. You know what I'm saying? Being provocative, being unpredictable, and you know what I'm saying, doing these outlandish things. If you go all the way back to, George Bush don't like black people. You go, the Beyonce got the greatest video of all time. Kanye's always done these things, but it's just the challenge of him constantly having to one up himself, outdo himself. Right. Now it's turned into this, where it's like, okay, what's going on here? Because before we could get with the George Bush don't like black people. You know what I'm saying? We could get with him shutting down I think it was the MTV Awards when Taylor Swift was getting awards and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, he was kind of going at the right people. You know what I'm saying? And
So
now it's
like
just
Dr.
like
Umar, he's a parody of himself.
he's a parody of himself. Exactly. Exactly. You hit it on the head. It's like you don't even know what Kanye actually stands for at this point.
No.
What does Kanye actually stand for? Who's he
And
mad
who
at?
he's standing for.
Right. Right. It's just Kanye. It's just Kanye trying to outdo himself, trying to be more outlandish than he was last rant.
Well,
That's
it's
it.
played out. It's played out. Okay, so as it pertains to the swastika, wearing the Klan robe and stuff like that, I kind of sort of get that a little
Okay.
bit,
Okay.
because that's his way, what I'm saying, of calling them out too,
You can
in a
look
way.
at it
So
like
now
that.
I'm trying to, but I feel like he still misses the mark for me with the shit that comes out his mouth, and then and when he goes to certain people to speak about it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because academics does not represent us at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So all of that shit throws me off. Like I can ride with it a little bit, but then you turn me completely off, and I
I
don't hear
think
you or see you.
that's his intentions though, really. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, if you think you rocking with me, then rock with this too. Then let me see if you're gonna rock with the next thing I say. Then you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He don't want nobody rocking with him. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't seem like it.
It's not making no sense. I mean,
But
I don't get too attached to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? The stuff that makes a little bit of sense, I can like, all right, salute, and
right.
everything else I just kind of ignore it.
When he starts talking about, them killing him or come get me type of shit, though, it's like,
It's
does
almost
he
like you
really
want it.
think that? Do you think he thinks that though?
It's almost like he wants to be a martyr.
I
You
think
know what I'm saying?
so. That's what I'm
But for
getting.
what cause though?
Right.
For
Yeah.
what cause?
Right. I don't think he knows that. That's the part where he hasn't figured out himself. I don't think he knows.
Because he's definitely making himself an easy target. Like, even when you talk about I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, Amber Rose, was it Amber Rose?
When she went on
No,
Club
not Amber
Session.
Rose. Not Amber Rose. It was um um Iggy Azalea.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Iggy Azalea was saying how I think they was in the studio or wherever they was at,
Mhm.
and he was asking her about her man's the size of
Yeah.
his joint and all of that, whatever weird stuff he was saying to her. And then he came out and said, "Yeah, she
Yeah, I
ain't
did.
lying. She ain't lying. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
nah.
did do that."
Right, but
You know
it's
what
so
I'm
I
saying?
think it's like, so you're not gonna expose me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not gonna not address it, because a lot of times stuff like that comes out and then you have other people that refuse to address it. So he's like, yeah, I did, Ann.
They try to explain and spin and
Right.
all that. Yeah, he's like, you taking the sting out of it, but at the same time, it's like they could line you up with shit like that. They
Hmm.
could easily line you up with shit like that. You know what I'm
But I
saying? It
think
ain't
that's what he's trying to do, though. Come
right.
get me.
Right. Right.
It's weird.
Can't explain it, man.
Can't explain it, but I just wanted to talk about that real quick, because that's like the thing that's going on kind of right now in real time, especially on X. But we are not going to let Kanye distract us from reparations building, our business. So we're gonna get back to that, and we'll
Hold
get
on.
to the
But
reparations thing shortly.
before you go to the next thing though, Ish said he want us to address the Marvin Sapp thing.
Oh Lord, listen, Marvin.
Did y'all see the video? It went viral. I think it's an old video. But it recently went viral. Marvin Sapp was telling the congregation he need 40K, and he had the ushers lock all the doors. Don't let nobody up out of
Yeah.
here till we raise this 40K. Did y'all see that video? I don't got the video ready to
I
pull up.
saw it. I definitely saw it. And it's crazy because my mom was telling me a story of a situation like that at a church here in Los Angeles in the early days when our family came here, from the South. I think this is like in the 70s or the 80s or whatever. But my grandmother was visiting a church here in South Central, and the same thing happened where they instructed the ushers to close the doors during offering. And she was like,
Mhm.
Mom, she was like, and your grandma did not go back. Don't
Yeah.
lock me in shit.
To me, when you see stuff like that, what that just means to me, what that shows me is you don't got the power, you don't got the juice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If you really got the juice, the oil, the anointment, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to strong arm people and false imprison people in the church house to attract whatever it is that you're trying to attract. You ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is pour into the people the way they need to be poured into, and that energy, that currency is going to be reciprocated to you.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
What
saying?
did you think about what Tesla says? She says, there is a lot of chatter about how church members donate to their church. It is their money, not yours. So why are you bothered about how they spend their money? I don't think it's a matter
I don't even
as
understand
it
that.
pertains to Marvin Sapp, it's not about how people spend their money. You don't lock me in shit. If I'm going to donate, I'm going to donate. You ask for, you tell us what you're trying to raise, and those people that are going to donate to that cause are going to donate it. Don't lock me into anything. Don't try to force my hand either, because
Right.
it's my money, right? And so I do what I want to do with my money.
Yeah, I don't know where she come from with that. The criticism wasn't about what people do with their money. It was about
Right.
his tactic, you know, his fundraising tactic, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That's what the criticism was about. So don't defend that if you're going to defend something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I just think that a lot of these pulpit pimps are, exposing themselves. My thing is that he got up there and said, "Listen, I want to raise $40,000 because we are trying to put some money behind, our caucus members or our organizers on the grassroots to forward our reparations bills because this government is shitting on us." I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? But we don't need no more building funds.
Right, but you
You
still
know
ain't
what
got to
I'm
lock
saying?
the door. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
The
That's
hell
that's
out of
what
here.
that's what I'm saying. If you're doing something that the people could get behind, that they,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, it's going to benefit them in some kind of way, then I'm sure whoever got it to give going to give. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Do something that's
Exactly.
worthwhile. That's all.
And it's
But
never something that's really gonna, benefit anyone. It's only gonna benefit them. Rather, it's, because the church need, a new roof or something. Listen, y'all, it's some handyman. And go to Home Depot and have them to patch it up if that's what you gotta do.
yeah, they've been fixing the roof for 30 years. Cut
You
that shit
hear
out.
me? Do you hear me? Or we trying to pay the church off? There's always these building funds, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
What else is going on out here?
Did you hear? And I thought this was crazy about those 1, 2, 3 officers in Harris County. I believe that was in Houston. 3 officers that committed,
No,
unalived themselves.
no. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that's also in the that's in our materials, but it says retired Harris County deputy suddenly lose March 3rd,
Careful with the words. Yeah.
yeah, third one of someone unaliving themselves within their department within the last week, 3rd week. And there was 3 officers, 2 females and 1 male officer that have all unalived themselves within the last week.
That's strange.
That's very strange. That's scary,
Yeah.
because these are people that are out, what I'm saying, in the community,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, they're supposed to be protecting and serving, yet
Right.
they're having some type of, mental breakdowns or issues that a lot of people
Right.
don't know about. And what I find also is when you apply for the police department and things like that, you have to go through all these mental health screenings and stuff like that. But
Do
once you're
you?
in, you're in. They don't do it anymore. I feel
Mm.
like they should do that annually or something.
Right. Yeah. Especially with that kind of job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. I didn't hear about that though, but that's
Yeah, that was in
strange.
Houston. That's right there in Houston, and young. Well, the male officer looked a bit older, but the females probably look like they're in their 30s. Both Hispanic,
Mm.
but very very young.
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I can't speak on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
man.
so, what did you think about Google paying $28 million to settle claims that it favored white and Asian employees?
Who they pay the money to?
So, for my understanding, Black people were excluded from this. Period.
Black people were excluded from the hiring practices, right?
Right. But the money or whatever, or this claim is for everyone else but Black people, the 28 million.
What?
Yes.
So black people got discriminated against by Google, and the punishment for Google is they got to pay everybody except black people.
Is everybody but black people? We're excluded from the bill.
Okay. White supremacy doing what white supremacy do.
White supremacy doing what white supremacy does. I said, well, they shut the front door. Not that we're surprised, because remember, I can't remember the reason for the settlement and why, but even with T.I. and Tiny, they won their settlement of 72 million, if I'm not mistaken, and the judge dropped it down.
Yeah.
You know, so they're known to do that when it comes to settlements for black people.
Right. But don't y'all got something going on out there with the SB something out there in California right now, where they trying to paper up the migrants and the Hispanics?
Yes. So there's a Senate bill, SB 12. SB 12 is a bill that they're trying to represent right now for passing. No study is required for that. And the saddest part about this bill is our California Legislative Black Caucus members are behind it. And what this bill does is it creates an agency, as we're trying to get our agency bill, you know, for Freedmen here, a Freedmen's Bureau type of agency here. But this one is to create an agency, an Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs. It aims to establish a statewide director of immigrant and refugee inclusion, requiring reports on programs and a statewide plan for better implementation of immigrant and refugee assistance policies. So basically, they're trying to do what we're trying to do basically with our agency, which is set aside resources.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For our genealogy and, you know, and different things like that. Well, they're trying to do this with no opposition at all and no study for immigrants and quote unquote refugees.
And this Latino Commission, this is the SB 388 thing, right?
So SB 12 is for the agency, and then the SB 388 is also a commission for Latinos here in California, and this one is specifically talking about economics. And then I put if you want to play it, it's a little you know video that I put in there. This one is specifically talking about economics.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's listen to this.
We're going to be doing a read and a brief review of the Latino Commission.
I know the video is small, but hopefully y'all can hear that good.
Yeah,
you can hear
it fine.
All right. Let's play this.
We're going to be doing a read and a brief review of the Latino Commission bill out here in California. The hearing was at a governmental organization committee hearing. So after the recording, we will be right back.
Members will now move to file item 10, SB 388, authored by our wonderful chair, Senator Padilla. Feel free to begin.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. I'm pleased to present SB 388 and the Latino Commission. It seeks to establish the California Latino Commission to serve as a powerful tool for policy change and research and advocacy that improves the economic well-being and social mobility of Latinos across our state.
Okay, so this is the Latin Freedmen's Bureau.
Yeah, basically.
This is the Carlitos Bureau. It's Carlitos Bureau. All right.
1 in every 4 Latino Americans in this country lives in California, and within the state, we make up 40% of the population. Consistent research shows that Latinos face widespread challenges in California across key issues, including education, housing, health, and economic mobility. In a study conducted by the UCLA Latino Policy and Politics Institute, Latinos were found to have lower levels of educational attainment compared to the state and national averages. 17% of California Latino families live below the poverty line, which is 4% higher than the state average, and more than half of California's workers who are at high risk of being impacted by
the recording.
Okay, so they citing all of these statistics that show all of these widespread disparities that exist within the Latino community, specifically in California, right?
Right.
I got a solution to all of their problems.
Go home.
Go home.
Go home. It's easy.
Take your ass home. If it's
With
so
all these
bad,
skills. With all these skills.
why would you volunteer to go somewhere just to face all of this widespread, all these widespread disparities? Why would you?
Right.
Why would you hop fences and swim and hop off of boats and risk life and limb and break the law to get to a place just to face all of this widespread disparities and discrimination?
Right. Make it make sense.
Just go home.
Just go home, because this is our home. There's nowhere to send us back to. Let's be very, very clear about that. So I'm at home, but you can go home, take those skills that you have, because they like to talk about all these skills that they have. Take those skills and go back home and build it up.
And work hard.
Work hard. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps.
Go home and work hard. You have a country where there's Latino from top to bottom.
Right.
Your own people is running the show at the very top. You know what I'm saying? You're surrounded by your own people, your own culture, your own language, all of the stuff that y'all say is fly, that helps make America great, allegedly.
Right.
Y'all got all of that stuff going on at home. What's the problem?
What's the problem?
Why you want to come to California? Why you want to come to California for?
And don't tell me it's because it's yours, because we are always going to redirect you back to that 1848 Peace Treaty of Hidalgo. You ceded it. And you got paid for it. So you're not going to come back here and start claiming something after you sold it. I think you guys need to go do a history lesson, because what they also bank on is us not knowing history, us not knowing these things that happen. You know, because you have silly Black people right here, right now. Well, it was theirs. They just coming back to get what was theirs. No, sir.
Right.
No.
Niggas learn half-ass history.
Mm-hmm. And run with it.
And start talking dumb.
Run with it. We also have here in California, Assembly Bill AB 57. And with these Negroes here in the California Black Legislature, these treasonous Negroes, they're proposing this bill and trying to pose this bill, you guys, as reparations. And basically what it is, it's an assembly bill for a home purchase program, a loan for down payment assistance for home ownership for Black people. And they're using this, or trying to disguise this bill as reparations, a loan. These are your Black looking, because we don't call them Black folks, Black looking assembly members.
Right. Oh, and that was this video right here too, but we already talked about that.
But this is AB 57, Assembly Bill 57, that's being proposed by the California Black Legislative Caucus. And they need to take Black out their name at this point.
Right. But yeah, we got the answers, Sway. We just solved y'all issues.
Right.
Go home. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
It's crazy, though. It's crazy. We have so many treasonous Negroes out here that claim to be representing, Black California out here. For the most part, African Town Coalition, our brother Billions, godson, he's been, DMing me, some radio programs that some of the caucus members have been going on, basically to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Anytime these Negroes is at a meeting, if we can get there, we're going to get there. If it's a virtual, call or something like that, we in the chat, we going hard, because we are not going to let this one, use the plight of Black people to help benefit everyone else, because that's exactly what they do.
Exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. That's the treasonous part.
Yes. So we've been pulling up.
Man. And shout out to Billions, by the way. I seen he was on somebody's platform. He gave us a shout out.
That was his. That's his new YouTube channel. So they're just trying to I guess do a weekly, broadcast where they're talking about everything that's going on within the reparations movement, and just California period, because they are definitely boots on the ground, trying to connect with different organizations, but also the organizations that are not doing what they're supposed to do, for the Black homelessness that's going on out here in California. I learned from Brother Billions that, 7 people, or someone dying out here every 7 days just from
Yeah.
homelessness here, in California, and nothing is being done about it. There's this program out here called Hopics. I've learned about Hopics from someone at my mother's church. Like, if you know someone, that's homeless or feel like they're gonna become homeless, these people are to help you, get housing. You just have to go to this office, blah blah blah. Come to find out, these people, homeless Black people, are sleeping in front of this office, and these people are getting millions of dollars. And this is a nonprofit. These people are getting millions of dollars to help combat homelessness. But what they'll do is house maybe 4, 5 people, and I'm done. But you just got millions of dollars. And then what they'll do is get one or two of those people that they did help out of the 5, right, to go out here and advocate, like, yes, Hopics helped me. This is a good organization. Well, of course it's good to you, but you got, say, $13 million, and out of $13 million, you were only able to house 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, so it's a finesse. Yeah.
Yes, it's a finesse. So the brothers and sisters out there are really, really, really doing great work. And, I support everything that they do. CJEC, as you guys know, Coalition for Equal.
And the nonprofit that you're talking about, that's Black folks running it?
No, it's not. But they target or claim that they're here to help, Black homeless people. Now, there's a lot of Black people that work there. There's a lot of Black people that they put on the forefront, as the face of it.
I'm just saying,
they want to help.
I was just saying, if it's Black people part of running this finesse, y'all know that shit ain't gonna last. Y'all know that shit gonna come back to bite y'all. So you play stupid games, you're gonna win stupid prizes.
And that's what we were talking about too, is all these people that run interference against their own people, right? Once the very people that you're working with to run interference on us are done with you, once they get us out the way, right, they going after your ass next.
Has the history
shown you that?
Y'all niggas don't learn. Y'all niggas don't learn. You know they about to get Stacey Abrams, right?
Oh yeah. And you know what? Nobody's caring at this point.
Right. Right. They gonna let her hold her own little curly afro she got going on.
And listen, that's the
her
thing.
Big back.
What did they say? There's no retirement plan for Coonan.
Right. They on her head top. They on her head top. Right now they just gathering intel.
Right. And you know who's gonna be next too? Is that Brandon Johnson out there in Chicago.
Oh yeah. And I seen something they was talking about. He put together a reparations task force out there.
I haven't heard of that. I have to ask Zoe. I'll have to ask Zoe.
Yeah, I haven't. Only time I heard about it, it was some conservatives. I think you might have sent it to me. It was some conservatives on some radio show, and they was trying to shit on reparations. And when they do that, they just basically take shots at the liberals. And so when they was talking about it, they had mentioned that Brandon put together, I think he put together a task force or something out there, but that was my first time hearing about it. So
yeah, I got to dig deeper.
I don't know what that's about. But actually, I think the video is in here. Let me pull that up. But before I do that, by the way, RIP, 39-year-old rapper Young Scooter down here in Atlanta. Did y'all hear about that story?
I heard it. Supposedly he was not shot by police officers, but his leg got caught on something and he bled out.
Story, man.
Right.
It's a wild
on his
story.
Birthday.
Yeah. So, reportedly, police were called to the house where they was at. Was it a house or was it a studio or somewhere?
I don't know.
I don't know. There was in some building. I don't know if it was a house or a business or whatever it was. But the police were called there. Reportedly, there were shots fired and some woman was being drugged back into the house. I think it was a house. And the police show up, knock on the door. One of them opened up the door. When they see the police, they slam the door back in the face. This is what the police are saying. You know what I'm saying? They slam the door back in the police face, and then they run out the back, run out the back door, jump out the window, or whatever they did. And as they were fleeing, Scooter hopped over a couple of fences and got some type of injury to his leg. That wasn't specific whether, you know, he got cut on the fence or broke his leg or what it did. They just said he had some type of injury to his leg. And by the time he got to the hospital, he was declared dead. So I'm like, how do you hop over a fence, hurt your leg, and end up dead? Was it barbed wire on the fence or something? Like, I was confused about this story.
Well, his son, I hear his son put out some type of message on his story saying you know, Atlanta PD, you know, blah blah blah, like going in. So it's like, why does he feel this way if you guys didn't do anything to him? You know, I don't know.
Because they said there were no shots fired.
Right.
There was no evidence of any shots fired, and they didn't find any female on the scene. That, you know, they said somebody called saying there was a female being drugged back into the house. They said there was no female on the scene. There was no evidence of any shooting. The police didn't fire any shots allegedly, and he died from his injuries from hopping the fence. That's the official report. Now I'm like, what?
And it's just saying that it's being alleged that Atlanta PD claimed they rendered first aid.
Right. They did say that too. They did say that too. So it was just strange, man. That's a strange way to go.
It is. Well,
that's a strange way to go. Like, why did they run? You know, what was they running for?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they didn't say that they found any guns or drugs or anything on the scene. You know, nothing.
Take the charge. Take the charge. Live through it. If you know that stuff is there, take the charge or something.
I mean, damn.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a way to go, though. But RP to that brother, man. You know, on his birthday, 39 years old.
A baby.
But let me find that video. I think it was on X. I should have been pulling it up while I was running my mouth, but I think this is it right here. Oh no, this is the Kanye joint. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I found it. It's gonna say college kid or something with a K.
No, not college kid. I'm talking about the video with the those conservatives that were on that radio show talking about reparations. That's the one I'm looking for. You sent it to me.
Did I?
Hold on a second. I think it's one of these X links.
There's so many.
I think it might be this one here. Y'all bear with me. No, but we could talk about this one right here. This is the one with Gavin Newsom explaining about his podcast. So while you look for that one, I'll play this Gavin Newsom video if you can find that other one with those conservatives on. It should be toward the bottom because you sent it, you know, not too long before we went live. Hold on a second. Let me go over here. Boom. This is a clip of Gavin Newsom. You know, he's been getting some criticism and some backlash about him bringing certain conservatives and right wingers on his podcast because, you know, he's been having his podcast out here trying to appeal to the right a little bit more now because they see that the ship is burning on the left. The Democratic Party is crashing and burning. So they like, well, I don't think our black base is coming back anytime soon. So they trying to peel off some of that right-wing conservative vote as much as they can to try to employ a new strategy to win some elections in the future. But listen to him explain.
It's really been interesting, the reaction to the podcast. I mean, we had some controversial figures on, I'll acknowledge that, and Steve Bannon.
By the way, this is Fair Use. I think he was on Bill Maher's show. Fair Use, by the way. Bring that back a little bit.
Some controversial figures on, I'll acknowledge that, and Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and some others. But you're right. I mean, this idea that we can't even have a conversation with the other.
But when, you know, certain black people go and have a conversation with Donald Trump, the whole DNC is up in arms.
Right.
Just about somebody talking to him or performing at one of his events or whatever it is. All of y'all are up in arms, ready to cancel somebody for having a conversation with Donald Trump. But now here he is trying to justify bringing the Steve Bannons and all of these other people on his platform in the name of, can't we just have a conversation with people that we disagree with?
Right. And he started with them first.
Right. And can't just talk to people that we disagree with here? I mean, come on, man.
The side. You have to. They won. Thank you. That's it. Bottom line. And by the way, or the notion we just have to continue to talk to ourselves, or we're in the same damn echo chamber. These guys are crushing us. The Democratic brand is toxic right now. We had a high water mark 2 weeks ago, and that was a CNN poll at 29% favorability.
So they've been forced to admit that. They've been trying to save face ever since the election. They've been trying to downplay how bad they got their ass kicked and make it seem like it ain't as bad as it seemed. But they're being forced to reckon with the reality that their party is in the toilet right now.
Right. They're just gonna stay in there.
So they trying to get honest about it here.
It's dropped in the NBC poll down to 27%. It's one thing to make noise, but you also have to make sense. And I think with this podcast and having the opportunity to dialogue with people I disagree with, it's an opportunity to try to find common ground. And
so what they're also admitting inadvertently is that, things like this platform here, not just saying us, but I'm just saying platforms like this here, that's what's winning. That's what's controlling the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so what he do, he go and start a podcast. He tried to come online. He tried to come on our turf.
Right. And remember, they say, don't be listening to these people on YouTube.
Right.
There's some prominent voices out here, I feel like, that take shots at YouTubers all the time.
Right. Mm-hmm. I thought the internet wasn't a real place.
Right.
I thought the internet wasn't a real place, and it was just disinformation on here. Now y'all trying to come over here where the narrative is being controlled at.
Right.
See, but it's not the platform. The platform is not the reason why we're able to control the narrative. We got something on our side called the truth.
Right. That's it. History.
and people are not dumb. Y'all try to talk to people like they dumb. Like you could just piss on our head and tell us it's raining. People are not dumb. The reason why y'all losing is because y'all don't know how to shoot straight. Y'all just can't be straight shooters. Y'all always got to try to run game. People are not stupid.
Yep.
Not take cheap shots. I'm not looking to put a spoke in the wheel of their, or at least a crowbar in the spokes of their wheel to trip them up, to your point. And I think it's important. Democrats, we tend to be a little more judgmental than we should be. This notion of cancel culture, you've been living it. You've been on the receiving end of it for years and years and years. That's real. And Democrats need to own up to that.
Yeah.
You're only saying that because now you're over here in this realm. That's the only reason why you're saying that. You don't mean it, because you're just as judgmental too. You know what I'm saying? And you're using the California Black Caucus against us too. You're the puppeteer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You're the puppeteer. You're the puppet master.
We ain't forget that.
You definitely not. And I sent it to you in your DM. I think this is the one you're talking about.
Let me see. Let me see if this is it. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, this is it.
That's it.
And this is kind of long, so obviously we're not going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's 11 minutes,
but let's tackle some of their nonsense.
So shave it.
Who that? Taweezy?
Yep, asking me about cooking.
Shout out the greedy ass Taweezy.
Asking me a cooking question.
All right, let me see. All right, so I don't know who these people are, what this platform is, but they got this Asian guy, this Asian lawyer that they're interviewing, and the Asian guy, he's out here trying to shut down, any type of reparations movements, task force, any type of local government that's doing any type of legislation that looks like it's going to do some type of reparations for real. Not even for real. Even if they acting like they trying to do some reparations, this guy, he's one of these lawyers that's out here trying to file paperwork and use the Constitution to try to shut the reparations talk down.
Right.
And that's I forgot his name, but they're gonna tell you his name in a second.
Is it Andrew Kieno,
yes.
Something like that?
Yes, he's an Asian dude out here trying to block reparations. And fair use once again.
Yes.
I don't know who these people are, but we're gonna unpack some of this nonsense that they're talking.
Andrew Quinino is an attorney with the Pacific Legal Foundation. And he joins us now. Andrew, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
All right. Here we go.
Amy, thanks so much for having me. Pleasure to be on.
Yeah, we hear a lot of loose talk from Bob Johnson wants $14 trillion in reparations.
So it sounds like this is old too, because
Listen.
they talking about Bob Johnson saying he wants 14 trillion for reparations. That was some years ago when Bob
Yeah.
Johnson had put that out. So this must be an old clip here, but they still use the same talking points.
Gavin Newsom there in your fair state, the Golden State, after eradicating homelessness in San Francisco when he was mayor.
He said he eradicated homelessness in San Francisco.
That's a lie. For who though? For who?
That's what I'm saying. This is the thing about this this clip right here. Like the parts that we're gonna listen to, I want y'all to listen carefully because it's very schizophrenic. He's saying things that are wrong on both ends of the argument.
On purpose.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like he's arguing against things that are not even real, and the point that he's making is not real either. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention, man.
And turn the volume up. I'm looking in the chat. They're saying it's really low. If you can turn up the volume.
Okay. Let me see here. I think that's as loud as it get, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I could get it a little bit louder. Hold on. What can I do to make it a little louder? Let me. The volume is all the way up on this thing. It does sound kind of low too on my end. Let me see. I'm going to be pausing it and translating what he's saying anyway, so hopefully y'all could bear with it for a minute. Hopefully y'all could bear with it. I know it is a little bit quiet, but I can't turn it up no louder.
Plus what 150 years of reparations payments for descendants, plus buy a home for $1. You know, I mean, that's all great.
So he's talking about that fake reparations thing out there in Illinois. Was it Evanston, Illinois, where they were doing some housing program and calling it reparations? That's not reparations, family. They had some housing program out there for the residents and former residents of Evanston who were discriminated against during redlining and all of that, where they were giving housing opportunity. It was going to give some funds for you to be able to do renovations on your house if you're a homeowner, or for you to be able to purchase a house, $1 down payment and different stuff like that. They were doing this program for people who missed out on those opportunities that they were giving out, you know, during the 60s and all of that. So it's a good program, but it's not reparations. You know what I'm saying?
It's nice talk, but you know, when are we going to see some money put to that proposal?
Yeah, well, we just need a couple more million, and then we'll really resolve historic discrimination. It's not too long now. Right now in California, the reparations proposals are with the legislature. It's now up to them to adopt all or some or none of the task force's recommendations. They are already proposing a bill.
So this is before they crashed out the reparations bills
right
out there in California. This was, you know, when they were supposedly considering the recommendations from the task force is when they were talking about this.
Established the Freedmen's Bureau, which would be a new government agency that would be responsible.
What really was happening is the shit sounded like it was about to get real, and these people start shaking in their boots. Like, okay, what we gonna do about this? Because it looked like they about to paper some black people up. You know what I mean?
Can't have that. Yeah, y'all can't do shit without us. Because wherever we go, y'all follow. You always in our business.
Right. And I don't want to torture y'all too much if y'all can't hear it.
It's low.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna remove it. But I think y'all get the point. It's a long video anyway, but there was some stuff in there that I really wanted to unpack. Just, you know, just to expose the forked tongues. But it's all good because I ain't gonna torture y'all through that low volume. But when you said that reminded me, did you see a video recently there was a sister. She asked Chat GPT what would happen because I guess people was in her comment section telling her go back to Africa or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked Chat GPT what would happen if all of us decided to leave America. Did you see that?
No.
It's funny because I seen it yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to find it. Oh, actually, I know I sent it to somebody because I sent it to the dude that I was talking to. Because the day before I seen this video, one of my clients, I was cutting his hair, and he was asking me, "Hey, what you think about what's going on with your president?" You know what I'm saying? And he was like, so you don't think, they get rid of the 14th Amendment, that's going to affect us too as black people and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was explaining to him, I'm like, so what's going to happen to us if we're not citizens?
Right.
You're just going to make 43 million people non-citizens of no country in the world? I'm like, come on, do that make sense? And then I started telling him, so we having a hypothetical conversation. I'm like, what you think will happen to this country without us? If you being real, you know what I'm saying? When you think about everything that we bring to the table economically, you know what I'm saying? Culturally, all of these things. And then somebody sent me this video the very next day, and Chat GPT was saying the same shit. Let me see.
Not Chat GPT knowing.
Chat GPT told the truth. God damn it! Hold on. Here go the video. Listen. Can you hear it?
Y'all on here talking about gold.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
All right. Listen. All right. So this is the video right here, y'all. Right there. Boom. But just listen.
You turned it down. There you go.
Chat, what would happen if all Black Americans left the U.S. and returned to Africa? And one thing Chat GPT do not do is lie, baby. So this is what Chat GPT said. This is food for thought for everybody who's saying go back to Africa. So first, Black Americans make up 14% of the U.S. population and contribute significantly to healthcare, education, sports, entertainment, government. And a sudden departure would create significant labor shortages. That's one. Two, Black Americans contribute over $1.7 trillion annually to the U.S. economy. A departure like that would create a sudden loss of economic power. 3, Black-owned businesses, which employ millions of Americans, would shut down or relocate, shifting the wealth to whatever country all of us went to. Number 4. Now this one gonna really piss you off. Loss of cultural influence. Black Americans, and I quote, Black Americans have shaped U.S. culture through jazz, hip-hop, and blues, fashion, language, and sports. Their departure would significantly alter America's cultural identity. Here's where it gets good again. A decline in innovation. Blacks foster creativity and innovation. The loss of racial diversity could slow technological advances. See, y'all ancestors ain't tell y'all how sick y'all.
So basically, America ain't shit without us.
The bottom damn line. And this is so funny that you brought this up. And I hadn't heard this yet. But last night, of course, Tariq does his late night tap in. And so this Bushmeat, Tether came up in there and was talking about, what have foundational Black Americans built? You guys don't even have your own hospitals. You don't have this. You don't have that. Well, why y'all here? Number one. But, there was another brother that came on, basically that broke down, I believe there's 8, Black, hospitals, throughout, the country or whatever. But to say that we don't have any, you guys haven't came over here and brought none either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you literally have, and this was a Nigerian or whatever. You guys aren't bringing anything to the table. You're just coming over here to grab whatever crumbs that that was left for us. You guys are trying to grab. You know what I'm saying? But they say the same thing, that we don't bring anything, you know what I'm saying, to America. That's basically what he was saying.
Well, Chat GPT told the truth on your ass.
Right. And broke it down in bullet points.
You know what I'm saying? From economically, technologically, politically, culturally, like we are the most American people. We are America.
Right. That's just period. Yeah,
Everything
Bush
that you
meat
think
barrister.
of, everything that you think of that's supposed to be fly about America
We brought
comes
it.
from us, literally, with no exceptions.
None.
With no exceptions. You know
Well,
how many wars they would have lost without us? Militarily,
all
what
of them.
we brought to the table.
All of them.
Come on, man. Y'all can cut that bullshit out, man. And they know it's bullshit when they talking that dumb shit. They know that's bullshit.
You know what? Again, I think that they bank on what we don't know initially.
Right.
I think that even in those spaces, they're in there just to see what Black people know. It's a test of our intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to be the dumbest people, in America.
That's the
Low
sentiment.
IQ, all this bullshit that they say. So a lot of that is just a test of our knowledge.
Yeah, the sentiment is that Americans, period, are dumb.
Right.
Americans, period, don't know history. You know what I'm saying? They don't know about other cultures around the world and all of that. But specifically us, foundational Black Americans, we're the ones who don't know who we are, or where we come from, and all of that
You
bullshit.
have your slave master's name. You don't have your own name. You don't have your own language. You don't have your own. Y'all don't either. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria was named after white folk. You know what I'm saying? When you start breaking that down, all of a sudden they get mute. Something is wrong with their phone. They drop down like.
Right. Yeah. And I was explaining that to this older Nigerian gentleman, one of my clients. I forgot what we were talking about too, but I had raised up that same point when he said something, because I told him, basically, our credentials here, and he tried to give the credit to white people.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I started giving him the history of Nigeria, he was like, "Oh, you know your history, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, I know mine and yours."
Right.
Y'all know mine and yours, nigga.
Better than you.
You know what I'm saying? Because really, I forgot exactly what we were talking about, but he was trying to give me props, but he was trying to give the credit to Nigeria. Like, he was giving me props for being smart and saying that's that Nigerian blood you got up in you. And I'm like, no, I'm like, no, nigga. I'm like, no, it ain't, nigga. If I was ever in that, if any of my people were ever in that area that's called Nigeria, it wasn't called Nigeria at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I started breaking that shit down to him. He was like, "Oh, you know your stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I know my stuff and your stuff."
Right. Better than you.
Don't you know who chair you sitting in?
You better recognize. Recognize.
They all know, because y'all see my station, and brother Ish been to the barbershop. Actually, it's funny because Ish came to the barbershop when I was cutting the same guy's hair that I'm talking about. That's funny. Ish came through there when I had that same guy in my chair, and I was like, "Oh, this is my favorite tether right here." Remember that, Ish? Yo, Ish, you remember that? I was like, "Yo, this is my favorite tether right here." That's the same guy. Look, he already wrote it.
He already wrote it.
Look.
That's crazy.
That's him. It's the same dude. It's the same dude. I don't be bullshit. You
gonna get a nice lineup and this work.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know, in my station, I got Malcolm X on the wall. I got Dr. Wilson on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I got the Voice of the Ancestors posters up there and all that. Like, my whole station is, you know what I'm saying, on some B1 shit. You know what I mean? So anybody that come in my chair, y'all know what time it is already, man.
Right.
Y'all know what time it is already. This ain't the sports section. You know what I'm saying? You know what kind of work you're gonna get over in my corner.
Right. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get a good lineup, a good fade. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get this work.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get it. I want to shout out Dr. Short. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Randy Short.
What's
It's
going
so
on with
funny.
Randy Short?
Dr. Randy Short just be linking people. He's way in DC. You know what I'm saying? But his reach is so far. It's funny because the other day, last week sometime, I get a text message and it was like, "Hi, this is Craig, I got your number from Dr. Randy Short. I'm here, in California, what I'm saying, and I'm a journalist and I'm a filmmaker, blah blah blah, right? So he's like sending me this text and I'm like, hey, I'm like, are you in California? He's like, yeah. So we start chatting via text. Come to find out, when I was out with Billions, and the rest of the African Town Coalition or whatever, this is one of the filmmakers who's been documenting the reparations movement, right? And he has a part one and part two um video out on YouTube, and his YouTube is called Act Loud, if I'm not mistaken. It is, yeah, Act Loud, LAOUD, Act LAOUD. But anyway, I was out there with him. I'm in his documentary. Because I was out there while he was out there filming. So we was just like chatting up, and he was like, we're just exchanging information. And I was just like, he sent me the link and I was like, yo, that's me right there. I already looked at the part one. I shared it out, blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, wow. Like we had already linked kind of, sort of, but didn't realize we didn't exchange phone numbers out there. We just had been out there at the Compton Town Hall, and of course the march out there in Compton. Unbeknownst to us, Randy Short's like, wait, you're in California, let me link you up with Nicey, because she's trying to get her footing out here, and link up with the right people that's really out here doing the work as well. So I just wanted to shout out Dr. Randy Short for that.
No doubt. And I just followed their page.
Yeah.
Act Loud Media.
Yeah.
I just followed their page.
And he was
here.
like, I've been following you for a while already. He was like, I already follow you on Instagram. And so he sent me his, I followed him back. So yeah, it's fun how that stuff kind of works out. And this isn't the first person that Dr. Randy Short has linked me with here in California. Although they may not be in LA, a lot of them, sometimes they're in the Bay and stuff like that. It's still good to connect with your people that are like-minded.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. That's a fact. That is a fact. All right. What else we got to touch on before we get out of here?
I just was looking at something. Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, out there in Tennessee, that little goofy dude with the afro.
Oh man, hilarious!
Don't you ever you don't even scare nobody. Sit your little funny looking self down in Vicky Dillard's voice. Justin Pearson. Justin Pearson confronts fellow Tennessee state representative in a committee meeting. Did you guys see that video? He looking corny and unthreatening.
So he's the guy, if y'all remember, that did the fake Martin Luther King.
Yes, Lord.
The fake Martin Luther King speech.
Mm-hmm.
What was that at? What was that at?
That was in Tennessee too, wasn't it? It was yeah, that was in Tennessee, and he was like had the Martin Luther King voice.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's a senator out there or something.
Yeah, he is.
And then he was on the Breakfast Club. Y'all remember him, and then people was pulling up old videos of him when he was sounding like Obama. He wasn't even talking like that.
And so he said, "Don't you ever come for me or my family." It was just so non-threatening, and it was so funny. The guy that he was coming at was like this, like didn't blink,
right, unbothered,
unbothered,
right. And so they were at some meeting about gun violence or whatever, and they're trying to get some bill passed to make it harder for people to be able to own guns or whatever. And so the bill got voted against. They voted against the bill, and I guess his brother, this guy with the afro, what's his name again? Justin
Pearson.
Justin Pearson. I guess his brother lost his life, or he unalived himself. And so that's why he was being extra about this whole situation. because they didn't pass the bill. Because the guy, the conservative, the guy whose face he got up in, he really didn't do anything like to offend this dude that I saw from the video. You know what I'm saying?
This was just the theatrics. This was theatrics. So my thing is, if your brother unalived himself with a rope, are we banning ropes? What are we doing?
Was it with a rope? I think it was with a gun, though.
I'm just saying, if it was done with the rope, you know what I'm saying? Are we banning ropes? If he decided to take medication to unalive him, are we banning those? Like,
right.
Shut up.
Right. Good point.
Shut up.
Good point. Yeah, it's unfortunate what happened with your brother, but nobody wasn't, you know what I'm saying? They was in there handling business as it pertains to the bill. You know, some people agree with it, some people agree with it, some people don't. But I just didn't understand like what kind of set him off. So to me, it was like just him being extra. Yeah, just performative. I think it was just
a performative. And speaking of, the U.S. Department of hold on, let me bring it up. Justice is investigating LAPD's gun permitting process. And let me tell you.
Hold on, let me play the video before you go there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Look at him.
Hold that thought.
Does anyone wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, take the vote. Mr. Chairman, you have 2 ayes, 7 nays. The noes prevail. House Bill 1392 passes. 5-minute recess.
And so he got up on him. He could have popped if he wanted to pop.
Right.
Nobody stopped him before he got up on him. He was right there. He could have popped. It was just airing opportunity. So again, it's performative. So yeah, I don't know what some of these people be on, man.
I think it was another performance. That's all. You know what I'm saying? It was just another performance. Make him look like he doing something. He about that life. You know, looking goofy as hell. Little twig. You know what I'm saying? And same thing here. You know, as far as gun permit. The U.S. Department of Justice is launched a civil rights investigation into the Los Angeles County Department over long processing delays of concealed weapons permits. I started the process, you guys, probably in 2021-ish. I ain't done yet. I've already, let me tell you, I've submitted my application. I've paid my fee. I've been fingerprinted, all that stuff, and crickets.
And you ain't got a stain on your record.
I ain't got a stain on my record. Crickets.
That's crazy.
And I did the fingerprinting stuff at this point. I think it's going on. It's probably going on to the second year just from that. Like they expired, I think, at this point.
Y'all might want to come to the South, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how it's so it's a good thing that they are investigating that. They did ban or uphold a ban on high capacity weapons here in California. They did uphold a ban on that.
Well, you can get them down here.
Yeah.
All the capacity you want.
My thing is you can ban it out. People already have them though.
Right.
So what is like? It makes no sense. People have them. They ain't turning them in either.
It doesn't stop criminals.
No.
It really ties the hands of law-abiding people for real. That's what it does. You know, it hinders people from being able to defend themselves.
Which we've seen a lot of. We've seen a lot of out here in the Orange County area, Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, with the snatch and grabs, situation. If people were able to, have these permits and properly defend themselves, from criminals like that, we wouldn't have this problem. Because the thing is, law enforcement is showing up after the crime is done. After that person is laid down dead,
That's true.
Because they are not able to defend themselves. Law enforcement is coming after the fact. They're not coming before.
That's true, but I think people just do dumb shit either way, because even places like Georgia, where you don't know who packing and who ain't packing,
right?
You still got people doing dumb shit like that, snatching grabs and home
Mhm.
invasions and all type of shit. Like you would think niggas would be a little cool knowing that everybody's strapped like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you don't know who you running up on. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what they holding, but shit still happens every day down here.
Right. So I guess the point of that is, what is the point of, denying people access to protect themselves when this stuff is going to happen anyway, or could happen anyway?
I agree. I agree.
What did
I
you think
agree.
about Malik Yoba announces he's no longer a black man or a person of color, and reveals he considers himself a non-white man? Like, that's too many words.
Malik Yoba, also Malik Yogurt, also
Sweet
doesn't
ass.
he considers himself straight, even though he dates trans.
Right. And told you, y'all niggas need to step up.
Right.
Remember that? Step up.
Right. So we definitely ain't taking no cues from Malik Yogurt. We definitely ain't taking no cues. I think he thought he ate too. I think he
he did. He really
came up
thought
with
he ate
he
with
was
that.
like, yeah, y'all ain't think about this one, did you? Yeah, I'm gonna eat him up with this one. Like, nigga, shut your New York undercover
literally undercover
undercover
at the
ass up.
time.
Yeah, before you started to step up, you was New York undercover. Yeah.
Well, he didn't let the covers off. He took the covers off. He took the covers off and telling everybody else what they need to do.
And by the way, y'all, tomorrow gonna be the last day that y'all can purchase the Dr. Francis Cress Wilson sweater.
Oh yeah, I need that.
Got to tell y'all that.
Why? She's only making a limited amount?
Oh yeah, it was a limited edition. You know what I'm saying? Just for the month of March. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate Dr. Wilson's birthday. Oh no, we might bring it back one day. I don't know, but it was just a limited edition. You know what I'm saying? A little collaboration I did with Natalie Dyson. Let me pull it up for those of y'all that might not have even seen it.
I just want to say that it is absolutely fire. The visuals that you guys did, the photo shoot, epic. I love how she styled it.
Oh,
She's
no, I
such a
appreciate that.
talented, very talented sister.
No, yeah, she is. She dope. She dope as hell. Shout out to Nat. Natalie, it was her birthday the other day too. Happy birthday, Nat.
Happy birthday, Nat.
Let me go to my page. Actually, where is my damn? Well, I can't go to my own page. It's not scrolling up for some reason.
Want me to DM it to you to see if that helps?
Yeah, because for some reason the page just ain't scrolling up, so I could click on it.
Cause that shit was fire. Sis did that.
But yeah, if you want to get the sweater, send me a DM. Because I built the website for it, but obviously I don't know what I'm doing because the shit ain't working the way it's supposed to work. But here, go right here. Let me show y'all this. Boom. It's the Dr. Wilson sweater, full tapestry. You know, the back says the ISIS papers, the keys to the colors. We got all the 9 areas of activity on there. You know what I'm saying? Dope sweater. So it's the end of the month. Y'all got today, tomorrow. If y'all want to cop, just hit me up on Instagram. Excuse me. Send me a DM. We could just do it through Cashapp or whatever, you know what I mean? Just have y'all send me your size and your shipping address and all of that, and we can get that out to you. Just hit me up on Instagram if you're trying to cop the Dr. Wilson sweater before
the end of the month.
The end of the sale, yeah.
I have a question. I know that we already talked about this off air, but I was going to get this for my son, but I was just like, I want this for me.
You know what?
Yes. But I think, like, I'm all about size because I don't want mine to fit like overly big. I'm not into that. I already put on a few pounds, as y'all can see these cheeks. So I don't want anything making me look any more swollen. So I'm like, before my little weight gain, I'm usually like a medium. At least I like the fit of a medium. You did say they're true to size, so I'm okay with that, right?
I'm gonna ask her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was saying that, because I got my true size.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wear XL on shirts. You say I like that price, yeah. Y'all know the science. If you know,
Right.
you know. But yeah, I was telling the guys, it's true to size. But for ladies, I don't know. I'm gonna ask because it depends on how you want to wear it. Because to
Right.
me, it looked like y'all could wear that with some little booty shorts and it be oversized. You know what I'm saying? With some tall boots on or something like that. I think it would look fly on ladies like that. You know what I'm saying? Nicety, what you doing? Getting dinner together?
That's my son asking me. He's trying to cook dinner, so he's asking me. He wants to get it right.
Yeah. But yeah, like for y'all, to me, I think it would be fly if it was oversized, where y'all could wear it almost like a dress. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Ooh,
short
with some
dress.
thigh boots,
That's
huh?
that's what I'm saying. Like that would be fly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got some too. I got some thigh boots.
But yeah, and follow Natalie, by the way, at Stitch Market on Instagram, at Stitch Market. Y'all could follow her page. She got a lot of dope stuff over there, and she do custom orders as well. So if you want to get something custom, hit her up. Hit her up. Shop with Stitch Market.
I know that we are winding down, but did you guys see Erica Badu on this
Yeah.
award ceremony? I guess she's making fun of the BBL culture and hip hop.
Is that what she's doing? I don't think that's what
That's
she's
how I
doing.
took it. That's how I took it.
I don't think that's what she's doing though, because you look who gave her the award. You know who gave her the award?
Mm-mm.
It was Summer Walker.
Yeah, that's all right. Someone, yeah, you too.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Erica Badu is very
About to.
I guess you would say inclusive, but she embraces all of that. You know what I'm saying? She's not the one that would be bashing anybody for doing the surgery thing or any of that. Like Erica Badu, she I don't think that's what she was doing. I don't know what she was doing, but I don't think that's what she was doing.
I just sent it to you if you want to show it. I just DM'd it to you. I thought it was funny. And then when she said something and she was like, someone asked her, what advice do you have, the women in hip hop or the upcoming artists? And she said, suck hard.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was
Now,
like,
what did she mean by that?
right. Suck hard.
Hold on. Hold on, let me get this page up over here. So this is what she wore, and it was some women's award show that she was at or whatever. And it's Badu, man. I'm gonna put it on mute. I don't want to play the sound, but I just want y'all to see the visual.
When she walked out initially.
Hold on.
You got to go all over. There we go. Look.
So it can be taken that way, like Nicely was saying. Like maybe she's clowning the whole BBL trend. I don't know what Erica Badu is doing. I don't know. But she's a fashion icon. She pushes the boundaries with her looks and stuff. She's always doing something. But
we
again,
do need to ask though, what does she mean about suck hard? Suck what hard?
Right.
What are we sucking?
That was an interesting response that she
It
gave on the red carpet, because they asked her specifically about girls getting into the industry. Yeah, women coming into the industry. What kind of advice would you give them if they're trying to make it and be successful? She said, "Suck hard." That was her advice. That was it. Yeah. She didn't say something else. She didn't say nothing else. She didn't elaborate. So what y'all think she meant? She meant what she said.
She meant what she said. She meant what I'm thinking. She meant what I'm thinking, I think.
Yeah. Hey.
So what do I want to say? I know we're winding down. I want to remind everyone of the call to action. We have 5 California Senate Democrats just voted to spend millions of state taxpayer dollars on a reparations genealogy research study with no start date and no end date. You need to make sure that you guys are calling each one of these Senate Democrats. We have Perez, Laird, Gonzalez, Cortez, and Cabaldon. Perez number 916 916-651-4025. Lard, 916-651-4017. Gonzalez, 916-651-4033. Cortez, 916-651-4015. And Calbadon, 916-651-4003. Example of the call, you're going to say, hi, my name is Nicey, and I just learned that the senators voted for SB 437, a bill that would spend millions of my tax dollars on reparations, genealogy research with no start date or no end date. I am disappointed by the senator's vote. I don't want genealogy research. I want the state to start providing genealogy services, and I want the senator to vote no on this bill at the next opportunity. You can word it how you want to. Just make sure that you guys are calling. As a matter of fact, if you're following me on X, I have a link there. It's already set up for you guys. You just click on the link, sign your name in there. You do not have to be a state in the state of California, to submit, your emails or to tell them that you do not want them, passing this bill or whatever. So make sure you get involved. Follow me on X at Nicey Girl with the number 1 and click on that link so that you are taking action.
No, Nicey Girl without the number 1 on X.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Nicey Girl without the number 1 on X. Make sure you click the link. It's in there. I'm about to pin it. I don't think I have it pinned, but I will pin it on my X, and make sure you guys sign. Take action, take action, take action today. And you, again, do not have to be a resident of California to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because that's a lot of information. So just go to her Twitter, her X account. She's going to pin it to the top where you can just click the link. And if you want, you could just copy and paste the message and send that in to voice your opinion, or you could customize it your own way and just, show them that a lot of people is not supporting what they're trying to do out there in California with crashing out the reparations bill and stalling and reallocating resources that could be going to just getting down to business.
It's pinned, by the way. So it's right at the top. It has been pinned. Make sure you guys sign. Yeah.
But that's it, fam. That's it, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us once again. Remember, we need some of y'all business owners out there, some of y'all entrepreneurs out there to hit us up for the Black Business Showcase.
I have someone. I don't know if it's gonna be this Wednesday. It's so sad. I forgot to reach out 2 weeks ago, to be honest. But she's from here in California. She's recently moved to Memphis, but she is a therapist. She wants to get on here and she wants to talk about mental health. So I'm gonna coordinate that.
There's a few people that have reached out and expressed interest, and that y'all just don't follow through. Y'all gotta follow through when you get the emails.
Right.
Respond to the emails. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put nobody on blast, but it's a couple of people, with some big profiles out there that actually hit me up saying they want to get on, and then they don't respond to the emails. You know what I'm saying? So that's why y'all haven't seen, it hasn't been consistent every week like that, because people just, I don't know, there's something with the correspondence just ain't been going through like it needs to go through. But if you're a business owner,
I'm going to start sending them the emails and the DM. When they reach out, I'm going to do both. Maybe some people don't respond to emails as much because everybody's on social media. So maybe I need to, switch up my strategies, or, when I'm emailing, sometimes people check DMs first before they check their email.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Yeah.
That's a good thought. But yeah, let's get that thing rocking and rolling, man. Black Business Showcase, man. Y'all know how we do. But if there's nothing else, I think that does it for today's episode of Sincere Love to Godcast. Appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. Never forget, family, always remember, we are not the master teachers. We are merely the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. See y'all in a few, man. We out of here. Peace and Black love.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.